Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. On part 2 of last Thursday night. The cats were out of the weeds, off the wall and back on the ground. They weren't going to be doing much for this video, but a number of you have said that you just like to see them relaxing and being themselves, and that's exactly what you're going to see. I mean, for anyone that's new here, this is Scoots. He's blind. Here comes Tigger. Tigger can see. Boffers is in the garden. There's Boffers. Boffers is another one of the seeing cats. Fergus is around. He goes up a tree. Actually, now would be a perfect time to tell you about the night of the Viper. A few of you have asked me about this. There's Momo. So, yes, the Viper. But before I do, if there's anyone new here and you would like to know more about my cats, their lives, their day-to-day diary, it would be wonderful to have you with us at the channel. So could you give us a like and a subscribe, and any comments and questions you may have. I do answer your questions eventually, but I do get there. So, the Viper. It was about 6 months after I'd lost William's brother, the original Harry, and it was in the summer, and it was one Friday night, and I'd been out, come home. William was the only blind cat then, and he was okay, he was in the house, all was well, there were other cats around, so I went to bed. I may have opened up some windows, I can't remember exactly. And that was that. And then around 2 o'clock in the morning, William has jumped on the bed, but agitated. And he was off the bed, on the bed, around the bed, jumping around the bed. It was like someone was giving him electric shocks. And I didn't know what was going on. And I thought maybe he wants to go out. So I got up, opened one of the doors, and as soon as I moved this door, that's when I found the snake. And the thing is, with a blunt-nosed viper, when they're in danger or they're cornered, they make a lot of noise. It's our only venomous snake here, our only dangerous snake, and it makes a lot of noise. That's why you know it's a viper. And I knew William had been bitten. There were other cats around, but I guessed that William had sensed this thing or heard this snake come in, and he's gone to investigate, and as he's got too close, so this snake got him. And the problem was, it wasn't an adult viper, it was only a juvenile, and he was about 1/2 metre long, so he was big enough but still young, and juveniles don't know how much venom to give, so you will get the full load. And usually a cat, dog, goat, pet, whatever, will die. So William had been bitten. I don't know how long it had been since he'd been bitten, but I'd managed to get hold of, we have an emergency vet here, but it's about 15 miles away. And they said, you've got to get him over here now for him to stand any chance. It's still going to be touch and go for him. So I got William into his carrier, but I still had this snake in the house. So I managed to catch the snake, trap the snake, and got the snake into, I had a cardboard box. I put a few holes in it, and I thought, well, I can't leave the box here with the other cats because they might come and investigate. So I put William on the front seat with me, and I've got this snake on the back seat, and I took off for the other side of town. I was still drunk, and I was praying that I didn't run into a police patrol, having to explain why I'm over the limit with a dying cat on the front seat and a dangerous snake on the back seat. I was eyeballs and ears all the way there. Anyway, I got in there, the team were waiting, and they took him in, and I was with him when they gave him the anaesthetic. So I was the last person he saw, and that was that. They took him in, started administering him the drugs, and I phoned a friend of mine. I said, I'm ever so sorry. I said, but you deal with animal rescues. I said, I've got this viper in the back of the car. I said, what do I do? She said, you've got to ring this number. And we've got a wildlife rescue centre here. Doesn't touch domestics. It's literally snakes, reptiles, that sort of thing. I think it's called the Tashkent Wildlife Rescue. They've got their own website if you want to look it up. And they're really great bunch of people. I said, I've got this viper. Well, how do you know it's a viper? I said, it's making a load of noise. I said, it looks like a viper. I said, well, can you get us a picture? Bloody hell. So anyway, I opened up the box and took a couple of pictures, sent the pictures. So they said, yeah, it's a viper. I said, yeah, I know. So they said, where are you? I told them. And I said, listen, I've got to come back over to town. I said, they said, brilliant, we're not far from this, we'll meet you. Fantastic. So I went back over to town around about 9 o'clock. I wanted to check on William. He was responding to treatment, so that was good. And then I went and met the snake catcher. So there we were on the side of the road, transporting this dangerous snake. He had all the gear, and he just lifted it out and put it into a proper container, and that was that. He thanked me because he said a lot of times people just kill them and they never get a chance of to live. So that was that. All was well. The snake was well. William was responding to treatment, and then on the Sunday morning I went back over to the vet. I was there when William woke up, and so he saw me. He was it was acknowledgement there, and they let me take him back, and my vet took over treatment. It was easier for me to get to see him. No, I didn't get to see him. It was easier for me to take him to the vet every day for treatment, rather than going all across town. And then not long after that, there was one morning, I used to have plant pots outside the kitchen, and the cats were looking at one of the pots, and I just stuck my hand in there to move some of the plants out of the way to have a better look. It was another viper, another juvenile, so I got my hand out there pretty quick, and phoned these people up at Tashkent again. They were laughing, and it was another viper, and they came over and picked that one up as well. And I was on the website for a while as the snake man. So and it must have been popular, this website, because I walked into the bank one morning. They said, it's the snake man, and so yeah, people knew me as the snake man. But that's the story of the snakes. I've only ever had one other snake in the garden. It was a grass snake, and Fergus took care of that. They are about, but they're not everywhere. They're on the endangered list now. Farmers, shepherds, local people, if they see them, chances are they'll kill them. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are dangerous, but it's our only real natural predator here, and they're great for keeping rodents, mice, rats. They keep all that part of the that part of nature in check. But hey, I mean, you just have to be aware. I mean, another thing you've got to be aware of is that they won't just slither in through an open door. They have an ability to climb up walls. So if you've got a window open, they'll go through a window. It's not as common there as it used to be, but it can happen. But at least now, as I say, we have this wildlife rescue place, and if you give them a call, they will come out and they will help. Then they take the snake back to the centre, and it gets released onto their land, and that's where the snakes go. Where Mabel is climbing up here, this is the original rock that started. This is the rock that Harry and William played on that morning. The very first time that the blind cats got into the garden, kittens went into the garden, and they discovered this rock. They played around the rock just as these two are doing, and they climbed up to the top of it. And then when they were tired, they went to sleep round the other side. But this is all where it started. This is when I knew that not everything, most of what I was reading about blind cats was wrong. Because everything that I was seeing was different to what I was reading and hearing about. And that's when I started to document and video the two blind kittens and started keeping a diary. Fergus went up the olive tree. And there's Scoots. There was a crow sitting on the fence for a while. Scoots is starting to he wants to do things his way and he can't. He's at now where Harry used to be, and I lived through that for a year, and I swore I'd never do it again. I would not dance to their tune. So I mean, Scoots went off this morning. He disappeared for a long time. He was only at the end of the garden, up on the bank, on that piece of land up there, but it's thick grass and I couldn't see him. And I wanted to go out for a walk with Harry and some of the others. By the time we got out, it was hot, so we couldn't walk very far, had to come back. So from now on, Scoots will have his breakfast in the lounge away from the other cats, and he will have to stay in until I've finished doing what I have to do. Then I'll let him out later. So Harry did get a short walk this morning, so did Fergus and Mum Cat, but it really was just a very short walk. But Harry still can be selfish when he wants to. If Harry decides that he wants to be on his own and play on his own somewhere in the garden, he will go off and he won't care. They will hear me searching and calling, but they'll only come out when it suits them. Scoots looks like he's getting longer, but he never gets any, he just stays long and thin. Doesn't get chunkier. Mabel doesn't grow at all. These two just don't stop playing. Their friendship is as strong now as it was the day that I saw them at the rescue centre. And whenever Scoots goes off now, Mabel follows him. It was coming up now for my dinner, so the time in the garden was nearly over. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, everyone, and there is more to come from yesterday and this morning, so I'll get to that a bit later. So as usual, we will all see you all again later on today.